Is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartments, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sheri Tills.
All right, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, you guys can join in 402-464-5685. Hopefully the weather didn't knock out the power for everybody. Everybody had a safe last night, yesterday, and the day before that as well with all the crazy weather going on. But if you're up listening to us, great to have you here. This is What's Next 24. We got the host, as always, Mike and Sheri, and a great guest in studio as well. With that being said, throw it over to the host.
All right, well, welcome to What's Next. I'm Mike, and I'm along with Sheri. And we're on 93.7 The Ticket, where we have real people. We share real stories. Where this space is where we want to talk about life, finding happiness, and discovering true joy. And it's about a journey, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and most of all, creating a legacy that matters. Sheri, I'm real excited for our special guest today.
Absolutely, and we are so excited. First of all, this isn't his first time on here. He's a veteran now.
I am a veteran, I guess you could
Absolutely,
say.
but
So
we want to.
More than one is a veteran, right?
That's right. We want to take a moment to spotlight this guy, Coach Mike Roth. He's a driving force in Nebraska softball. He's in his fourth season as an assistant coach in Nebraska Wesleyan. But the cool thing is he has helped elevate the Prairie Wolves offense, boosting their team batting average from 281 to 301. And for those of you who aren't baseball and softball fans, that's pretty huge. In just 2 years, that's even huger, if that's a word. He works closely with infielders, catchers, hitters, and shaping the next generation of talent off the field. And this is doubly exciting. He's the director and head coach of the Nebraska Prodigy Fast Pitch right here in Lincoln. He founded the Nebraska Elite Fast Pitch Association back in 2014. Growing it from just 2 teams to a powerhouse of 44 across the state of Nebraska under the Prodigy banner. His coaching journey includes leading the Lincoln North Star High School softball program, assisting at Lincoln Pius X and volunteering with the Lincoln Rockets and Lancaster Youth Softball Association. Whether it's mentoring athletes or building programs from the ground up, Mike Ross' impact on the game runs very, very deep, and we are so excited to have you back, Mike.
Thank you,
Hear what's
Sheri.
going on and all
Thank
the
you.
new updates.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be back. I always look forward to talking. You know, when you're a coach, I seem to hear a lot of people say that I have a gift for gab. You know,
Oh, you do.
yeah.
Mike, we've been watching you up close for this past year. Can't believe it's been about a year since you were on the show with us. But let's go back and repeat a little bit. I'd like to go back and remind people where you're from and what your background is. Could you share that?
Well, I grew up in McCook. Spent most, my youth back there in McCook Senior High, the home of the Bison, and then went to school at Chadron State. Played some football up there, and then was in the Army for about 13 years. Had a little stint over in the Mideast, and then came back home and started a family, and had 2 girls. And one thing I learned was that I didn't ever believe that girls should be playing football and all the things that I did, and I found one sport that I was really good at and I enjoyed playing, baseball, that transitioned really well into women's sports and girls sports, and that was fast pitch softball. And that kind of began my journey really in coaching. Both my daughters got into it. It wasn't anything that was forced onto them. It was something that they really enjoyed doing. And as I started, was out here at Doris Bear, the Lancaster Youth Softball Association, LYSA. They had a little league out there, and got to coach them together because they're a little over a year apart. And it literally blossomed from there. We joined the Lincoln Rockets. I was part of their board. I was one of their coaches. We coached there until about 2013. And then a good friend of mine from Beatrice, who's the head softball coach down there and the head college coach at SCC, Gary Lytle, and I started Nebraska Elite Fast Pitch.
Well, talk about it a little bit. How did the birth of the Prodigy begin? I mean, it was interesting though that you did mention to me when we first talked last year that prior to this, you had military service, you felt a little lost, just things were changing in your life. But softball, something about the idea of softball really regenerated you.
Yeah, well, if you talk about a journey, I came back home in 2005 after being deployed for a year, and I was lost. I didn't really have a connection anymore because I departed from the military, and I was dealing with a lot of post-traumatic stress. Just the whole experience changes a person, and we were right in the middle of everything, right in the big, what they called the big surge.
Wow.
Which was moving everything up in Iraq and replacing them, equipment, people, and bringing them back down. And we did that for a year. My unit based out of Lincoln here, we did I think when it was all tallied up, 3.1 million miles on the road up in Iraq.
Oh my gosh.
And people can't really put that together, but we had 60 some trucks and vehicles. And what they do is they tabulate all your miles that you put on each truck. And we had about 25 to 40,000 miles put on every vehicle, driving up and back and forth, running those missions. I think it was 300 plus missions that each little platoon group of trucks and stuff did up there. And it changed our lives. I mean, that you reflect back on all that time and what was going on. It was something that everybody felt we needed to do. And it was something, that if you were in the military, you felt like that was part of the reason why you joined, was to serve. Right. And it was an experience that changed my life in many ways. But one of the ways when I came back home was that there's this huge gap. Like I just didn't feel like I had a purpose anymore. I mean,
Right.
Being in the military and serving your country gives you this, big purpose of, I'm here to defend our country that you born and raised and that you loved, and the way of life. Well, it was lost. And you couple that with the stress and the emotional stuff that's wrapped up and packaged into being deployed and being away from family and friends and the normal life that you have. And there's all this bundled up stress, and there's all this bundled up stuff that you don't really deal with until you get home, and it all unpackaged.
At
Like,
once.
yeah, like
Yeah.
in the first 6 months,
Wow.
I don't think I slept for more than 2 or 3 hours a night, and I didn't know what was going on, and I was just, all that stuff was unwinding. Well, I always tell people this story, and I'm, I don't want to take up too much of it, but I mean, it really is the core reason I got into coaching. Is my daughters kind of gave me this new inspiration and direction in life, and it was through coaching.
Mm.
It was through, working with them, which then led into, as a coach, you start, really caring and wanting to help others. So there's your, you know, giving to the community and giving something higher than yourself a purpose to your life. And that all started shifting my energies away from thinking about all the things that I experienced, and started focusing my attention on those things. And it really was the driving force for probably saving my life, because I could have bundled it up into a bottle. I could
Yeah.
have bundled it up into all sorts of other things, and I didn't.
Right.
So how did to explain the word prodigy? How did this come about for you at the time?
Well,
Or it was Nebraska fast pitch. I'm
it was,
sorry.
well, it was Nebraska Elite Fast Pitch.
Yes.
And that was just a thought and theory that, we needed to be able to provide. Every athlete develops at their own pace. Every athlete has their own process they go through. But what we were trying to find was a way to develop these athletes and give them, what we said, we're preparing you for your next level. The next level. Yeah.
How did you organize? How'd you get this together? How'd you get people involved? It's really grown. Can you share the backstory?
Yeah. Well, the thing that we found was we had a bunch of really good kids, but they were from different age groups. And Gary, he and I had very similar coaching philosophies and very, very similar approaches. And we felt there was a way to put this all together. And so we started off with 2 teams. I took the older team, he took the younger team. And we really focused on the process of developing their skills and the process of being able to achieve and learn through failure, right?
Mhm.
And celebrating those as part of the process, and not being reprimanded, not being criticized, not being felt, or having those athletes feel like they've done something wrong, and then having them break down and not feel like they can improve from it, right? Well, it took off, and that literally, in that 1 year, we went from 2 teams to 5.
Wow.
We went from 5 teams the next year to 12, and then from the 4th year, we were up to, I think it was like 4th or 5th year, we were up to 18, right around 20 teams. And then we had another 20 teams out in Colorado. We had merged together and formed this Prodigy Fast Pitch with a group out of Colorado who had similar with what we did. And we grew up to about 40 teams, half of us in Colorado, half of us here. And then COVID hit.
Wow. So help us understand the design of it. What's the age group?
Well, the age group starts at 8U. So let me take a step back. In softball, girls softball, women's softball, the ages go every 2 years. So it's 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U, and then 14, 16s, and 18s are all high school. But in each one of those, there's a process and a level of learning that takes place. Your 8U is 6 and 7-year-olds all the way up to 8-year-olds, and you're being pitched the ball from a coach. No tee. You have to hit the ball. You get 5, 6 pitches, something like that. I can't even remember. And then 10U, it's player pitch. So you go, and when you turn 9, you start 10U. Well, then you learn how to pitch. Well, that's a whole process in itself.
I can't. I lived for a lot of years involved through my husband with men's fast pitch.
Yep.
And to watch it, if you've never watched fast pitch, whether men's or women's, it is to watch that pitcher is just,
Oh.
I mean, it's poetry in motion. And not everybody can be a pitcher,
No, there's
and to think of an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old girl starting off doing fast pitch, and it's just like baseball, you guys. They have so many different pitches,
They do.
they've got changeups, they've got fastballs, just like in baseball.
they do.
And it's an art.
It is an art, and it really takes a special person to teach it.
Absolutely.
And then it takes a certain young person to really love to do it, because there's a lot of failure,
Right.
more failure than you're going to experience in success.
Oh, I bet.
So what in terms of talent, when they first come on, I imagine many are very raw, very
yeah.
new.
The concept of even what's going on is probably not quite there yet, but it's probably one of the most rewarding age groups to have.
Yeah.
Because when you see them make their first throw to first to get an out, catch their first fly ball, field the ball prep, all those little things that if you're not paying attention and you're not really coaching for the right reason, you're coaching for many, many other reasons other than the development of those kids.
So tell us, what is your coaching philosophy, and how do you find good coaches?
I really take the approach that, I'm here to help them grow, and I'm here to help them learn. I stick to the fundamentals of doing things the right way. And I really try to hone in on teaching them proper technique and reinforcing it with repetition.
Do you have, I think about this, and especially at that age, do you have girls come in and going, well, I'm going to be a pitcher. I'm going to be a pitcher, or I'm going to be, I'm going to be a catcher, and they have no business at those two positions. How do you guide them with their strengths?
I don't, when they're at that age, I don't think there's really a right or wrong position. I think a lot of them are influenced by their parents or what they've seen or heard other people do. And, really what it takes is patience, exposure, letting them try almost as much as you can get them to try. And then they almost guide themselves on where they're going to land.
Oh, that's cool.
So how many players on a team?
There's, in club ball, you want to be around 11 or 12.
11 or 12. And in terms of how many games did they play in the season now?
Well, when you talk 8U, you're probably talking between 25 to 50 games.
It's a lot of games.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of games.
It runs, in our contract that we have the parents and players read and sign and put together for them. It talks about April through July.
Yeah.
But really, the training goes August all the way to the next July.
Well, and I was going to ask you that. Now, you've got some events coming up here soon. Can you share what's coming up?
Well, tonight, we have a really neat event tonight. We're having our banquet. It's something we started with Nebraska Elite. And basically what we do is we come in and celebrate the end of the season. And we put up, each of the teams get a chance to have a little banner put up of their successes. We commemorate the college commits by, announcing where they're going, who they are, where they're going, give them a little award. Started off with rings. That was your commitment. Cool. You got a commitment ring. Now we're giving away a little reward, or awards, not rewards, awards, just commemorating that, softball, signed by the whole concept is the big sister, little sister concept that started with Nebraska Elite.
Yeah.
It's really a neat concept that we kind of fell into, and we kind of coined it. And what we found was we had a couple of the older girls come in and help us coach, because as dads and moms coaching, we're not all professionals, but and the girls, the players do what you ask them to do. They try really hard, but boy, when the real magic takes place when you bring in an older player that teaches it to that young player, and that young player is listening to him with absolute total focus, because they're looking at that. They're inspired by that older player.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so-and-so plays at this high school, or that's so-and-so plays at this college. And she's really strong. She's really fast. You hear all these little things, oh, she's a pitcher like me. I want to be like her. Well, those things kind of sparked the big sister, little sister. So we'd have full practices where to kind of take a step back, where those big sisters would have a practice and they know that these girls, the little teams would come in and they would actually show them. We'd do a full practice, team practice. We're working on defense. Everybody would go to their positions. The big sister would be out there at their position. We'd run the scenario, and then the little ones would step up behind him.
Oh,
And then we have them
Wow.
running the scenario. And now the big girls are standing right there, helping him through it, showing him, and then helping him. So there's two magical things that taking place. They see their big sister doing it, so they know it's got to be right.
Mhm.
The big sister's coaching them, so the coaches are literally standing back and just executing the drill.
Wow.
But the second part of this that's really magical is that those 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, high school kids, they're teaching, it's hear it, do it, and then teach it.
Mhm.
If you really want to anchor in the learning process, those are the three things. You hear it, then you do it, then you teach it. And once you can teach it, that's when the magic takes place. Your IQ jumps off the chart. You really start to understand everything from a different level. And those high school kids go off better.
do you have some stories you can share of success? I imagine you've seen some girls now through the program go through the smaller league, high school league,
Well,
and then on.
yep.
Your daughter.
I'm going to brag both of them. Both of them. Hannah and Lindsay both had amazing careers at Nebraska Wesleyan. They both were all conference kids. They were, academic All-Americans, very successful, just graduated. One's going to be a strength and conditioning coach. The other one's an elementary teacher. As an example, both of them, started at 7U, had no idea what they were doing.
Wow.
Lindsay is probably one of them. She's just an amazing hitter. She's one of those kids that you don't have to do too much. She's very observant, very
Natural.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. Now, let's talk about this for a minute. Because on our show, we talk a lot about personal growth, personal development, things like this. The game of softball for your daughters, it's changed their lives in so many ways. Now, I'm thinking in terms of personal development, growth, mental confidence, setting goals, being competitive. Look at their careers.
Yeah.
How has softball contributed to their future success?
Without really knowing what the future brings them, I think from the point of where they're at in their life right now, their classroom behavior and dedication and hard work, that's all, that's something that's taught on the field. You got to show up. You got to be present. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the repetition. Well, both of them were 4.0 students. They didn't get that from me.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like that part of it, that part of the game, learning failure, learning how to pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and go right back at it again.
Oh, that's a good topic too. I'd like to ask you, how do you teach them when they lose a game?
I like to use the sandwich method, and that comes from Mike Candrea. He's a Hall of Fame coach at Arizona, Hall of Fame coach with the USA Olympics. It was a book that he put together and implemented through one of our sanctioning bodies, USA Softball. It was called the sandwich method. Take something good, take something that needs improved, and then follow it up with good.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, great job trying to make that play, that ground ball, that backhand. Next time, do this. And if you do that, I know you're going to be able to get that backhand like you want to do. So it's very positively reinforced by sandwiching a good, an improve, and a good.
I see we need to take a break, so we'll be right back a little bit more with Mike Roth and Prodigy Fast Pitch Softball.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
In Nebraska, we show up when friends need help. We check in on our neighbors. That's why it's important to know the warning signs of suicide. If you have a friend or neighbor who's withdrawn, stressed, agitated, or talks about suicide, find out how you can help. Call, text, or chat 988 for 24/7 support. You have the power to save a life. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more. Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sheri Tills.
All right, welcome back in. What's Next 24? Harrison Arns, once deuce as always. We've got guest Mike Roth in studio with us, as well as the host as always, Mike and Sheri. You guys can always join in via the Starter Heyman text line and any of the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Al, channel 961.
Welcome back. We're here with Mike Roth, founder and director of Nebraska Prodigy Fast Pitch Softball. It's really a top-tier youth softball. Mike, I want to start the next segment because you just got me so excited when I hear about these types of events for young kids. You know, there might be some confusion for today's youth. There's these elite clubs that people are maybe feel excluded from, but you've got these young kids. You're kind of a blend. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I would say we're definitely a blend. I think one of the things that we really focus on is development. So we're not looking for the refined, polished athlete to come into our clubs. You know, that is not who we are going out and looking specifically for. Our net is bigger. We're you always at that ages of 8s, 10s, 12s, even those kids have some skill or they might know they want to play, but we're really truly about developing kids and putting them through the process of learning the game. So, tryouts for us take place sometime in June and July, kind of a segmented 3-4 week process of forming up teams.
Walk us through that. Say I bring on a child, never didn't know you before. How do I find you?
Well, one of the things, of course, the internet, social media, you can find us at prodigygirlsfastpitch.com or at prodigygirlsfastpitch on Facebook. I mean, those two are probably one of the quickest ways you can find us, and that's usually where we get a lot of inquiries, people asking about us. We have a facility here in Lincoln. We have a little training facility out in Grand Island. We have some training facility that we use down in Beatrice, but we're headquartered in Lincoln. And so, our net is really the Lincoln area, all the way down to Beatrice and out to Grand Island. We have really the process is parents reach out to us through hearing about us, seeing us playing against us, whatever it might be, coming from the, coming from little town leagues. There's all these different venues and areas people come from, but tryouts typically take place June, July.
Because I've noticed here, I've got a great list here. You've got some upcoming events here. It says 11U pitching and catching on Monday, August 18th.
Yep. August 18th kicks off our academy, which is something we started last year. To really hone in on the development piece of it. We really felt like there needed to be a way to bring the kids in and pull them away from their teams and get them in individually, working with a senior instructor like myself, or like, our new director for the Nebraska Fast Pitch Academy is Allie Light. She's just graduating from Nebraska with her master's, but she was the grad assistant at the University of Nebraska. She played a little bit at Arkansas and then finished up at San Diego State. She played professional fast pitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the independent league, the New York Rise, I believe it was, out of Long Island. And she's a pitcher. And
wow,
kid that's played, she's a kid, young woman has played at all levels. And when we talk about inspiring kids, here's somebody that's playing professionally.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're excited to have her. I mean, we are super excited to have her. Well, she has taken over as the director for our Nebraska Fast Pitch Academy. The academy's built in to it's a separate but built-in part of our training where our kids from Prodigy, along with the public, can come in and sign up for these classes. We keep the classes very affordable. It's like $29 or $30 a session. Focuses on the three core things that we really focus on three core things: fielding and throwing, hitting, and then pitching and catching. The specialty parts of it are pitching and catching. The core parts of it are the fielding, throwing, and hitting. And we break them into beginners, intermediates, and advanced. Well, during the fall, it's all about the youth because high school's going on. They've got 2,000 reps they're going to put in with their high school team, practicing games and stuff like that. That's August through October. So during that time, we run our academy for the youth, and that's 6-year-olds all the way up to 13-year-olds, 8th graders. They come in, they can do 2 sessions a week. They do it for 10 weeks, and we just literally work them on developing and doing things the right way, the right techniques, the right throwing techniques, hitting techniques, teaching them the verbiage, the coaching cues, bringing in college athletes, bringing in former Prodigy players, former Division I players, bringing them in and help instruct. So these kids are getting some of the best training they're going to get. It's a very unique. I don't know if there's another club in the area offering 10 weeks of development.
How do parents sign up? Who did they get in contact with to get their kids signed up?
Well, the website's where we're doing the sign up through, and we just soft launched a new website, which we'll be flipping over here by, I would imagine, fully operational by September 1. But we're using the back end of it to manage the courses. Well, we send that link out. We are sharing that internally right now, and then it'll launch publicly, and then the public will be able to sign up off of Facebook and our website. There'll be a direct link. It'll tell them what they can sign up for, and then get enrolled. And I would say by the 10th, which is today, we may put that. Well, we got the banquet tonight, so I'll be honest. It'll probably be launched publicly tomorrow.
Right. And that's basically. I mean, the best thing for parents would be to find your Facebook page,
Facebook website. Absolutely. Yep.
Well, again, I wanted to remind people too, you've got quite a few events. I mean, you've got your banquet tonight.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. And then let's see, tomorrow on Monday, you got the pitching and catching on Monday. I see All Skills on Tuesday, August 19th at 5:30 p.m. And then I see that I got another All Skills on Wednesday. And what's a high school All Skills on August 20th?
So that high school, because they're really limited on what they can do. They're practicing every day, playing every day. So that all skill, it's really a mental piece where they can come in and talk to Allie, talk about the approach to the game.
Oh, wow.
Talk about, things that they can do to help them overcome their failures and give them, essentially the tools to be, more resilient. Resiliency in this game is so important. And I say that because baseball and softball is probably one game that you will fail more times than you will succeed. Right.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of it, and this is no slam to women, but you're dealing with girls that are going through puberty, girls that are emotional. I mean, it's you know what I'm saying?
Well,
there's got to be a balance there.
There definitely needs to be a balance. I will tell you that I don't even I know those things are happening, but they're happening with boys too. I really think, and it's happened in the last 10 to 15 years, that softball has finally found this exciting wave of events and things that have taken place. The Women's College World Series, the Professional Fast Pitch League. Young girls now today have people that they can inspire to be like,
right?
That are well-known names: Amanda Scarborough, Jen Schroeder, just to name a couple. Because we brought those girls in, we brought those ladies in. They're former Division I athletes. We brought them in under this clinic called the Package Deal. We brought them into Nebraska, brought them into Lincoln, And this was something that was going around into these intermediate sized communities that never existed before.
Wow.
And so we brought them in, and those were names of people. I mean, we've got probably one of the best known name in college softball right now, right here in this community, with Jordy Ball.
Jordy Ball.
Right.
You know, and I'm not discounting all the other great players that, you know, Peaches James,
right.
Loy Sipple was a phenomenal pitcher and has been a phenomenal coach at UNL.
Mhm.
And it's just having the realism of knowing somebody that you can go and talk to. And you talk about last year at our banquet, we had Jordy Ball speak. Those little
Wow.
girls were in absolute awe of her.
Well, let me pivot. I have a general question I've been dying to ask. And Harrison, I'd love you to jump in on this too. The growth of women's sports has just exploded in the past couple of years, whether it be Caitlin Clark in basketball. Nebraska's, of course, we were seeing with the Supernovas in volleyball. You see where John Cook just signed on to be the part owner, general manager there. Now, and softball, the way it's growing. What do you think? What's happening, do you think?
Well, you know,
talent better. People want to see it.
I think exposure is just higher.
Look at the exposure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason why boxing kind of died, right? And why the UFC took over. It's if you fail to sell like who these people are in the narrative, no one's gonna have that interest. And now we have more exposure. I think social media helped a lot, and you're just able to catch more games. You know, you can watch volleyball on national television now, and that was, you know, at least when I was growing up, my youth, like, never really thought about it. But I'm sure kids today growing up know that volleyball's on, and I can go watch college volleyball at night. And I think that's just the biggest part is they're doing a much better job selling the story of who these athletes are. And once you can sell who they are, people invest a little bit more.
I would agree with that. I think I would add to the fact that social media and this mass media way of getting things out there and the connectivity everybody has changed everything. But in women's sport, it really took a long time for things to get going, and telling stories about those women. It was every 4 years, because you didn't know much about them until the Olympics came around, right? Because that was nationally televised. Well, I was just talking about the package deal coming into Lincoln. That was in 2017, 18. You know, we had people here in Nebraska at Creighton, UNO, UNL, UNK, whatever. But it was very community driven, meaning it was regional. People knew about them there, but they didn't know about them nationally. Well, then as these things started growing and women started having a voice saying, hey, what about us? Major League Baseball, hey, what about us?
Right.
We're playing this game that doesn't take 3 hours, 4 hours to play. We can play this thing in 2 hours. It's fast. It's amazing. We have amazing athletes who are doing absolutely phenomenal things. Mm-hmm. You need to watch us. Well, those little girls, those moms, those dads like me started going down to the College World Series. That boomed, became televised, and then all of a sudden it surpassed the college baseball.
Yep. Well, and you've had the opportunity to talk about facilities for a minute. You just recently got to play out at Sandhills.
Absolutely.
The complex. Tell us a little bit about your experience and thoughts on that.
I'll tell you what, that long overdue. And I'm so proud of the people that came together and put that together. I know they probably don't get enough, recognition for the hard work that it took to bring it from the mayor and everybody that she had on her staff to the private investors and businesses. I mean, it's named after Sandhills Global, to have a community partner come in like that. And there's probably 50, 60 businesses that contributed to that, right? Along with the individuals that are running it. And, there are so many, but it's a beautiful complex. It's playable almost any time of the year, besides snow being on it or lightning.
Wow.
You're playing because it's all turf and it's brand new, and they've had some amazing tournaments out there. Nebraska Wesleyan baseball and softball playing out there. We had some really, really full crowds of people out there watching two teams that had just phenomenal seasons, historic seasons, both of them.
Mike, where's it located?
It's right off of First Avenue in Cornhusker.
Moving forward for the future for Prodigy Fast Pitch, what's on the horizon?
Well, I think this academy piece is really the core thing that we're going to focus on, getting back to the basics of developing kids and preparing them for their next level. Like I was touching on, 8U coach pitch. Well, the coaches are pitching the ball. Then 10U, you have to learn how to pitch. And then from 10U, you go from a smaller ball to the big ball and you move back 5 feet. Every level that you go through, you're learning something new. And then when you get into high school, like you said, going through puberty and developing and growing and becoming young women and all these things that are happening, well, then they're becoming bigger, stronger athletes. Well, now they're learning how to play the game at a much faster pace. So high school prepares them for college. And in everything they do in high school, whether they realize it or not, the failures and the successes that they have and the reps that they're putting in and the grind that they're going through is preparing them for college. Well, we try to supplement that with all the things that we do in the spring and summertime when they're not playing.
Oh, with that from Harrison, I see we need to take another break. We'll be right back with Mike Roth in just a minute.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio with the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sheri Tills.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. Not a ton of time here left. So we got Mike Roth, the guest, and also the host, as always, Mike and Sheri. With that being said, throw it over to the host, Mike.
Well, welcome back to What's Next. We're with Mike Roth, one of Nebraska's most influential voices in softball. Mike, I wanted to make sure you get this in. You wanted to make a few key points on club sports.
Yeah, I think one of the things I want to drive home, and I really honed in on this with, there's many clubs out there, and as a parent, my own experiences and kind of my own philosophy on how we approach things. One thing I really want to hone in on: everything you're going to do as a parent in club sports, you got to remember two things. Number one, it's your child. And number two, it's your money and time. And you have an option. There's lots of options, and you need to go out there and make sure you find what fits your goals for your child and the amount of time and money that you want to put into it. Because I took this approach. I used to be very offended when people would leave. Like, why are you leaving? Where are you going? I mean, there's Nebraska Gold, there's Nebraska Quakes, there's Nebraska Venomant, there's the Lady Dominators, there's the Lincoln Rockets. There's a lot of clubs out there. And every one of them are doing good things for the youth. I mean, but they all have different things and different costs and everything to go with it. But I started taking this approach that, look, there's no way you can make everybody happy. So I always say, if this doesn't work for you, just have an honest conversation with me. Let me know, because I'm not going to be offended if you want to go to Nebraska Gold, or you want to go back to where you came from, or you want to stay in your own community to do stuff. Just have an honest conversation with me about that, because it's truly their time and money, and it's their child. We focus on development. We're not about winning and trophies, and that's a process that takes care of itself when you teach and develop kids the right way and you coach them the right way. The winning comes in many, many fashions. It can be something like a plaque or a trophy, but it also can be the first time they make a play, the first time they accomplish something, the first time they get to travel somewhere. Those things, that's all winning in my eyes. That's all about the process of becoming a better player. And really, we hone in on developing and preparing you for your next level. And the most important piece of that is that you're having fun and you're growing and you're becoming a better individual. Because like we said, life lessons, this sport, you're going to fail so much that you're going to feel like that's all you do when you first start playing it. And then the little wins and the little accomplishments start happening. And then that just starts driving you to do more. It's like golfing. I can't golf, but it keeps me that one hit.
That one hit will make it great.
Well, it's the same thing in softball.
Mike, I want to make sure you get this in too, because I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that would like to sign up their child. Again, how do they go about signing up?
Our website, prodigygirlsfastpitch.com and at Prodigy Girls Fast Pitch at Facebook.
I've got one final question. I know Sheri might have a question for you, but I've got to ask you. When we first talked and how this was just in your mind due to the military, PTSD, your thought you were lost. How is that? I hear you talk about coaching and your love for the sport, your love for teaching life lessons and effort and attitude. How has this changed you?
Well, it really, I think it has become such a part of my life that, I find more joy into giving somebody this chance to do this sport, this life changing sport that, that is, I think, become my purpose. It has become my purpose. And I know that's what you guys talk about, finding your purpose and being involved in the process and developing and this has become my purpose, whether it's at college level, high school level, or in club sports. I'm still involved with it. And I hope to be involved with it until I can't do it anymore. I mean, I love this game and I love what it brings to individuals, whether you're a coach, a parent, or a player, or just a fan. There's just so many things going on that you can learn from this sport that just make you a better overall person. And from my standpoint of being a director, a senior instructor, and a coach, the smile on a face of a little 8-year-old will drive me to go back there I could have the worst day at work and it drives me to go back.
Sheri, real quick, you got a question?
And he just answered the question that I didn't ask. And basically, what you want people to understand about the power of youth sports, not just for the athletes, but for the community. But what you just said, I think just put it all together in a nutshell. It's, seeing those kids, seeing that smile, and and what you just said, no matter what kind of crappy day you've had, you go there and you see somebody make their first fly ball catch.
Yeah.
And the look on their face.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, we've only got just a few seconds here. We always do this as you've done it before. What would you like to tell the community?
Just Prodigy Girls Fast Pitch. Come out, give us a try, take a look at us. We would love to see your kids. We're a very inclusive organization, so we can help you find ways of playing this sport. So I really, really hope that there are people listening that want to get involved.
Well, Mike, we're very proud to have you on.
Yes,
We've always enjoyed.
And
We've always learned a lot from you and the lessons that you provide. Congratulations on your banquet tonight.
Thank you.
Let us know how it goes. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.
You bet.